You actually clicked on this thumbnail. Thank you very much for doing that. And thank you for staying until the end of the video. The absolute confidence in it. Now, before we get on with today's video, I just want to address the elephant in the room. You see, recently I've been receiving a lot of comments that I look like Andrew Tate, a poor version of Andrew Tate, Hemo Andrew Tate. And there are just two things about it. First, I'm definitely not trying to look like Andrew Tate. As a matter of fact, I'm not trying to look like anyone except myself. Two, I'm however curious to what makes me look like Andrew Tate. Is it because my amazing hair? Is it because of the tattoo on my chest? Or is it because of my unmatched perspicacity coupled with sheer indefatigability? With sheer indefatigability, bro, sheer indefatigability, bitch, with sheer indefatigability, oh, unbelievable. Remember your training. Remember your training, my son. My unmatched perspicacity, coupled with sheer indefatigability, makes me a fair opponent in any realm of human endeavor.
You're broke! You're fucking poor!
Yeah, let's get back to the main point of today's video. We all love food. A lot of us are trying to fight it off. Truth is, 30,000 years ago, before the Epstein files, our ancestors had to go to extreme lengths to acquire food. As a result, they spent a lot of energy. Whereas today, food is everywhere and it's extremely accessible. You definitely don't have to hunt your pizza. Although, that would be a very interesting concept. Natikamea matsukan, telu nalu, sie ilaya, nalu huwewa, salea tawe. Everyone loves food. We are genetically wired that way. Now, let me put my glasses on because I'm about to say something smart. These are not mine, by the way, sorry. The reason we all want to eat like pigs, as I said before, it goes back to when food was extremely scarce and difficult to acquire. Because of it, you had to be extremely adaptable to your environment and able to go without food for lengthy periods of time. And when you found food, you would go hard on it. Meaning, you would overeat and store the excess as fat deposit. You would then use that fat deposit to withdraw energy from until you were able to find food again. And that would have taken you even up to weeks. No one could have predicted that one day you would have just touched some glass and food will come to you. So that changed quite a lot. But one thing hasn't, which is overeating and accumulating on that fat storage without using it. Because we eat every day, multiple times per day, generally speaking. Essentially consuming way more than what is required to keep us alive and well functioning. Today, training and working out is one of the methods that we try to use to offset the fact that we don't need to hunt anymore. And we also do it because we want to look good and hot and sexy. Okay, stop. The thing is, and almost everyone knows this, training, going to the gym, engaging in any type of physical activity on its own is not enough to balance calories in and calories out. Imagine how ridiculous is the idea that you would eat a croissant, a plain croissant by the way, and you would have to run around 30 minutes to burn the calories acquired from that croissant. Not to mention that you would want to eat probably 6 or 7 of them. Essentially, you would be spending 2 minutes to eat one and 30 minutes to burn it. Training, staying active is absolutely essential, but it only works if it's paired with a balanced diet. So what is a balanced diet? Ideally, is making sure as we eat that we are taking all the nutrients required for us to function correctly. Now, I've done this more than a decade. I eat very balanced. I make sure I take the full spectrum nutrition. But the last and one of the most important thing is accounting for the quantity, which is calories. So we're back to square one. We tend to overeat because we're genetically wired that way. So we diet. We diet hard. We eat less. Ideally, we want to get to a stage where our calorie consumption matches perfectly our calorie expenditure. The problem with that is it's not sustainable long term. There's two major issues. On one side, you become miserable as you cannot enjoy the little pleasures of life because that's what a strict diet requires you to do. There's no exceptions. On the other hand, there are risks associated with testosterone levels dropping down due to prolonged periods of low calorie intake. So finding some sort of balance becomes extremely important now. And speaking of balance, here's what I do to create that. First of all, I need to stay mentally sane. And for that purpose, I celebrate the International Cheat Day. Yes, International Cheat Day. I just made that up to emphasize the concept because it's my video. Yes, cheat day. This is what it's all about. That dopamine release, a well-deserved reward. A quick reward, but a very pleasant one. I go hard on cheat day. I always did.
Okay, you are the last one, okay? Okay, your little brother went before you. You going now, okay? Promise.
If I didn't love fitness and understand how important it is, I would have been a completely different man now. In other words, my food-related personality is this. Yeah, back to food. Like I said, I go hard. I always did. But this created another problem with the concept of the one-time exception per week, which is, at least for me, the brain gets wired so hard on the idea of sugars and carbs, it becomes harder and harder to sustain the idea that I have to wait another week before I can touch them again. It's like, now I live only for that day, that cheat day, the no rules day. And that's a sad way to live your life, to be honest. I mean, the whole point of the cheat day is to avoid being miserable. But I might be even more miserable now. So what's the solution? Intermittent fasting. Very popular today for many reasons. It gives a break to your digestive system, effectively provoking a reset to your body, which is absolutely beneficial for your health. And it helps, of course, with maintaining or losing weight if done correctly. The idea is that you have a smaller window to eat. But if you overcompensate by eating like a pig, knowing that you won't be able to eat after that, then what's the point? You're probably going to make it worse, gaining weight instead of losing or maintaining. So here's what I do instead. I do this intermittent fasting once a week, and I do it right after my cheat day. I literally offset my cheat day with my fasting day. Result? Not only I'm getting the benefits from fasting, but at this point, because I do it right after my cheat day, it also helps reset my brain from all those sugars. And it effectively balances my calorie intake for the week by offsetting the cheat day. Here's a quick nuance to how I actually make this work. Because eating like a pig today and starving the next day doesn't actually mean that you are going to get rid of the excess calories. Factors like physical activity and consistency over the long-term caloric intake is absolutely essential to make this make sense. Here's what I do. I wake up, first thing like always is water, a lot of it. I just pour it in. This isn't about thirst, it's about flushing the stomach and waking up the system. The day is just about fluids. Next thing, I'll have a hot tea, getting a little bit of caffeine from it, which can also help increase the metabolism. This is optional, but if I can, I go for a light run, half an hour, not more. Of course, some air punching is absolutely essential to keep all muscle communicating and creating this beautiful harmony called boxing. After this, I head to my sorry, something in the throat. Tea, by the way, and grab a couple of steaks for the evening, as that is my number one choice for breaking the fasting. The rest of the day is pretty much about going through my to-do lists, making sure I complete my daily goals, and be a wonderful man to my little sunshine, especially as she's being busy baking this little cute potato. Some more work, some more fluids, some more shadow boxing to satisfy the addiction for punching air, and then I get ready for the best part of the day. At this point, I've been fasting for 20 hours. My body has consumed all sugars and glycogen stored in the muscles. I am now in full fat burning mode. Ketones are my energy source now. And if you've ever done a ketogenic diet, you would have probably noticed that the energy released from it feels very different compared to the one released from glucose. The energy feels like you're ready for hunting. You literally go into beast mode. I personally feel that I'm tapping into primordial type of energy. Focus is at its peak. So I decide to take full advantage and do the most appropriate thing. Go for a full training session. And the best workout mode for this type of scenario? Conditioning circuit. The concept is straightforward. Full body functional workout, 9 exercises, 15 seconds each, 0 to 5 seconds break in between, repeating the circuit at least 4 times. And some boxing at the end. Rope skipping and a bit of shadow boxing to get all the muscles connected, and I go straight into it. Power, coordination, strength, stability, endurance, stamina, full spectrum approach. Moving then into the boxing element, for at least 3 rounds, 3 minutes each. Main purpose here is to keep the momentum high. I don't want to focus too much on technique here, that will be for a different day to address it. Instead, I just want to keep the flow and keep the cardio up. Very important thing, after intense training like this, you don't want to just stop suddenly. This is because your heart rate is still elevated and blood is still being pushed into your muscles. If you stop abruptly, circulation drops too fast, which can make you feel dizzy and slow down recovery. I should have had my glasses for this one, this was a smart thing to say. This is why whenever I want to exit this type of training, I ease out with light movement like shadow boxing to bring everything down gradually. Or you can do a steady run on the treadmill, slowly transitioning to walking. Once I feel I'm back to baseline, I end everything with stretching, the one thing that you can never overdo. And now my body is in the most receptive state it can ever be. It is ready to absorb nutrients with maximum efficiency. Remember the stakes? It's about to go down. Yes, full spectrum nutrition. Now, because I'm slowly but surely cutting weight, I keep carbs out of the picture. At least partially, maybe a few grapes after just to help muscles restore some of the glycogen. Essentially, I'm having just the steaks, taking all the high quality proteins, fats, iron, zinc, vitamins, and pickled cucumbers, which are essential for restoring electrolytes. Break the fast. Break, fast, breakfast. That's how it all started. Because you're breaking your fasting. Should be called breakfasting, but it's called breakfast. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. Really appreciate you. Please hit like and subscribe if you haven't done that already. This really helps me to produce more content, and I'll see you in the next one. What do I do now? And I'm so terrible with endings. Oh, the fuck? Sorry, can you just switch off the camera for me, please? Can you just... No, I'm not going to look there. No. Thank you. Yeah, switch it off. Yes. Thank you.